What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode 44 of Park to Prem here with Town or Town today. I thought we'd start on the profile of Russell Shuttleworth, the former Bolton boy who, well, he's come to us. And I'll tell you what, he surpassed my expectations so far. He has been in fine form in the league. 7 assists, 3 goals, and he's gone from being a regular fixture of our first team on off the bench to, well, almost established starter out on the right-hand side, overtaking Wern in the team. It's been not too long, of course, since you were last here. Today it's the FA Cup second round, but I think we're going to give him the nod and see what he can do. He's not your traditional wide player, Shuttleworth, kind of lacks the pace. Stephen Wern is a very, very good player to come on off the bench, has a little bit more in the way of speed, but as far as footballers go, it's fair to say that Shuttleworth is significantly more complete. And at the age of 18, with a hell of a lot of potential and actually a birthday just a week or two away, I just feel like he makes the most sense in my mind to play in the wide attacking midfielder areas. You can see we are here trying to improve his quickness. His acceleration and pace have gone up very, very marginally, as you can see from this graph here. His pace has gone from 12 to 13, acceleration from 8 to 9. I really missed last year's Football Managers where it gave like a decimal point value for the attributes on this bit. I don't know why that was changed. That would be the one thing about FM20 that I don't really like. It's nice to know how close a player is to levelling up an attribute through training, and you no longer have like the decimal points on the end. But yes, he's kind of established himself in the team, and as you might be able to get from this early kind of glimpse of our team going into today's game, well, without injuries for the most part, and we've done okay since we were last here. We've not drastically changed the team. We've not dropped anyone, that's for certain. Yes, since you were last here, 3 matches played, 2 wins, and most recently a very disappointing defeat against Woking. Let's go through these in chronological order, shall we, though? And we started off with a game against Notts County. A very, very good attendance for this game. Over 1,000 fans packed in. And, well, Mampala got us off to the dream start in this game. 22nd minute. Got himself on the score sheet. The first time in a little while that he'd done that. Great to see, of course. And, well, following on from that, we did unfortunately concede. But then Shuttleworth with a really, really good finish. And, well, he scored in our last 3 games, everyone. He's on fire, is Russell Shuttleworth. As you can see, Mampala grabbed his second of the game, our third. That made sure of the result. And all in all, just a very good performance to kick things off. We then took on Gillingham, certainly not a team you would associate with playing in the Vanarama National League, but we dispatched of them very, very well, and it was Shuttleworth's goal that got us off to a flyer. Inside the first 20 minutes he got it, away from home. That early goal really did help settle our nerves. We were the better team in this game, and we made it show in the end. James Norris, the left-back, with not his first goal of the season, finding himself high up the pitch. Decent little finish by him. Good win. And a clean sheet as well. We've not had nearly enough of those. Only our second one in the last 2 months. Anyway, the good run of form, the lack of a defeat in about 10 games in all competitions, it came to a screeching halt. So we took on Woking away. And in this game, they got off to a very good start. Michael Jacobs with the goal for them. Shuttleworth then got us back in the game, but regretfully, his goal was a rare highlight, I guess, in this game, in truth. They went 4-1 up. We got a late consolation. It wasn't enough. I feel like our defensive frailties were exposed here. During this run of games, you know, I've continued to play Joe Hans in goal. He's convinced me to stick with him. This game has only been played 3 days before the Walsall game. There is that lingering voice in the back of my mind that says, hey, you should just rip up the team sheet and play a completely different team for Walsall. But actually, I'd rather give the players who got humiliated by Woking a chance to prove themselves in our next game. So yes, we are taking on Walsall today just to look at the league, because Stockport, mercifully, have actually started to slip up. You can see in their last 5 games, they've won 3, won 1, drawn 1. We currently sit 5 points behind them and 4 points behind York City. But for the first time in a little while this season, we feel almost within touching distance. It doesn't feel like we couldn't catch them if we didn't go on a good run of form. In terms of board requests and stuff, I've asked for more wage budget. It's not happened. I did ask for an increased percentage of transfer budget. That thing got granted, so that's something, I guess. But on the whole, we've not had a load of new money invested or anything. We are making, obviously, a massive, massive loss because Alexander Mutkin has made us go professional. I'm hoping come Christmas time, there might be a bit of Christmas cheer in the air and he might give us a bit more money to spend. Of course, another way that we can make a little bit of money would be to go on an FA Cup run here. We are playing in the second round against League One Walsall. We're at home for this game. If we just look at the preview, their inconsistent form may be a little bit of a concern, but they are considered, unsurprisingly, the favourites for this game. Walsall currently playing in League One. They're in 6th place, so occupying a playoff spot. We're actually in the Championship a few years ago. Luke Noble is their key player. I wish I could tell you more about how good he is, but, well, you can see from his wages here, he on his own would take up a third of our wage budget. So, actually, no, that's a lie. He would have taken a third of our wage budget last year. This year, he would take about a fifth of it. But either way, they've got a little bit more money to spend than us, and their facilities, by comparison, a wee bit better. You can see our media prediction here of 5th is very interesting. Of course, media predictions do update through the year. The board expectation was always to reach the playoffs. You can see here where we kind of lie in the dog pile of teams. Curiously, Gouda, the only of our own players currently listed in the Media Dream 11, and in terms of our players on the whole, they've kind of dropped down the list a little bit. I don't know what to make of that. I mean, the board expectation was to reach the playoffs, so maybe it's just the media stopping overrating us. Maybe they got a bit carried away. One good little bit of news that I'll mention before we get into today's game. I've got my Continental A licence. We are now studying for our Continental Pro licence. So yes, we are continuing to make progress as a manager off the pitch, which of course is very, very nice indeed. So anyway, let's get into today's game against Walsall. In terms of team selection, nothing too drastic. Shuttleworth is going to come and play on the right. You can see in terms of form in the last 5 games, there's a few players perhaps with a little bit of a point to prove. But going into this game, I feel like it's necessary just to play our strongest 11. Kane Patterson coming back from injury, not recommended to be selected. With that in mind, I'm going to bring in Mick Murtry to be our backup player on the bench because he can play right and left back. Defensively, we don't have great strength in depth, so we're going to go with what we know, Norris, Gouda, Gannon and Dunstan. I know that Smolyo obviously has been playing very, very well, but I am going to stick with Joey Hams. Just speaking of Smolyo, I did mention this on Discord. I have a Discord server. It's linked down below. We have a Park to Prem spoiler channel where I sometimes post little bits. Smolyo has signed a new 5-year deal at the club with an optional extension of 3 years after a promotion, and we can also trigger an additional 3 years at any point. So, assuming we get promoted at some point in the next 5 years, Smolyo is on what could theoretically end up being an 11-year contract, which is quite nice. I like it. He might not like it in 7 years' time if we're playing in the Championship and he's on £1,000 a week, but he signed the paperwork, he knew what he was getting himself in for. So anyway, let's get into this. We're at home against Walsall, definitely underdogs. We've dispatched of League 2 opposition just about last time. Obviously a bit of a step up this game perhaps against Walsall. They are playing their strongest 11 as well from the looks of things. Let's see how we get on against them. Of course, in the second round last year, we beat a Fleetwood Town of League 1 quality. We'll look to do the repeat again today. You can see here, look at their match fitness. They are struggling. A lot of players already on 80 or 70 condition. As this game goes on, we may benefit, although we need to do maybe some early defending here. We head it away. Now with Shuttleworth, who has scored 3 goals in his last 3 games. I've bigged him up a little bit. What can he do here? Brings it forward, crosses it in. What a ball that is. Oh my word. Russell Shuttleworth, you absolute babe. Very often, it's the curse of the live com. I big up a player. I talk about how fantastic a player's been for us, and they do absolutely awful. Shuttleworth, what a run down this left-hand side. Holds it up, gets it on his stronger foot, and pings a ball of significant quality. Not many players in our team have that kind of delivery in their locker. We're a goal ahead, and what an emphatic counter-attack that is against Walsall. Perfect start as far as I'm concerned. We're playing at home. I don't want to ditch our game plan. I want to stay on the front foot. I want to stay attacking. We've got a set piece, though, to deal with here. And, well, we've hit them once on the counter already. Could we do it again? Gannon, the centre-back, gives it to Mampala. I'm getting deja vu here. Mampala skips past his man. There's Stewart free in the centre. Can he pick him out? He can. Stewart's got to score that. Back to Mampala. Might not be over. It's not over. The miss is rectified. Shuttleworth, he scored again. We're 2-1-0 up against League 1 opposition, folks. What has happened here? I thought when Leighton Stewart squandered that chance there, that was the highlight gone. But Mampala kept his nose up. To be fair, you know, Stewart didn't sit there feeling sorry for himself after he missed it. He kept the ball in play, kept it alive. We've had 3 shots, and we find ourselves 2 goals up. Walsall, for all the possession they've had early on, not doing a great deal. We've got the ball again. DKM down this left-hand side. Look at him go. Look at him go. Oh, this keeper's made a stop, but it was on target. It could have been an insane start. We've had 3 clear-cut chances after 25 minutes. It can't get much better than this, can it? Gouda. Could he give it back to Shuttleworth? He goes to his partner in crime, Gannon, at centre-back, and well, the highlight just ends. I also realise people have mentioned Callum Jones, the Welsh centre mid for us. I keep calling Curtis Jones, who of course is a Liverpool hot prospect in real life. So if I ever say Curtis, just assume it's Callum. I'm not going to nickname him because I trust myself to be able to say Curtis more often. Or Callum more often. Okay, maybe I don't trust myself. Send help. Can we recycle possession here? If we were to concede in this 7-minute period before half-time, it would feel a little unfortunate. We want to keep our noses ahead for as long as we can. And we deal with it here. DKM pings it forward. They are really committing their wing-backs up the pitch. And as we look to hit them on the break with quite direct play in the wide areas, there's definitely green grass to be explored. Oh my word. That was an incredible effort by Collins for them. Joey Hands holds on to it. But the effort off the woodwork would have been a sensational goal. There might still be a bit more defending needed from us here. 1 minute left until half-time. Walsall cutting inside with Atasoe. And it's with Aaron Collins at the back post. He hit the woodwork already. We had a warning shot in our direction. He's now scored a tidy little header here. Who can we throw under the bus? Who can we blame for this? I feel like Atasoe is allowed to cut inside quite easily there. And then, I mean, I don't want to blame James Norris, but he's probably got a challenge for the ball in the air there, even if he has the heading ability of a platypus. A platypus good at heading stuff? I don't know. The heading of a platypus. Jamesy Norris. Trying to encourage the players a little bit. Tell them I'm not happy with the way in which we lapsed concentration towards the end. We'll see if we come out for this second half now with a fire in our belly. We need to stop the rot. Walsall, I'm sure, will feel themselves gaining and building a little bit of momentum with 1 goal to their name. Sims here beats the keeper. And Ellis Sims, a very tidy finish. And from 2-0 up, it's now 2-2. Would Smolio have got there? Can I throw penalty kick, saver, specialist? Hands under the bus. I mean, I feel like he's got to do better there. If he stands up, Sims doesn't score it from that angle. Unfortunately, he's just dived randomly. I'm going to demand a bit more from the players. I am looking at a Misador on the bench thinking you've been very good recently. DKM's been pretty poor. You know what? Do I want to bring in Lindsay or do I want to bring in Wern? I'm going to bring in Wern. I'll level with you folks. Alex Lindsay, of course, signed from Scarborough, and also Barr. You may remember Barr. He was one of our wide attacking midfield options last year. They've not played much this year, and when they've played, when I've rotated things, they've been absolutely awful. With Shuttleworth now playing out on the right, DKM on the left, and Wern, who can play either side, you have to question if, for a player like Alex Lindsay, is his time in the first team over in terms of as a regular player. Without him stepping up massively, it feels like it might well be. Anyway, 2-2. We can't feel sorry for ourselves. We've got to go again. And while Wern, on off the bench, whips it in. For a second, I thought it was going to go flying in at the far post, the ball into the box there. Unfortunately, the keeper deals with it. I really don't want this to go to a second leg again. Because much like yesterday, it's very late at night for me here. That doesn't mean I'll be happy if we concede now, to be clear. I still want to win this game at all costs. But if we could do it in regular time, boys, that would be great. Stewart brings the ball forward, gets tackled by Wallace, but should be able to keep it alive here, and does. Gets dispossessed again. Go on, close him down, Stewart. Force a mistake out of them at the back here. What is happening? Oh my word. I mean, that back pass very nearly went over the line, which is why we've been shown it. We now have a corner to deal with. Back post, Shuttleworth heads it clear. Maybe had time to take a touch, didn't take a touch. And Liam Kinsella tucks it into the bottom corner. And from 2-0 up, in a game we were dominating, we were creating all the chances in, Walsall now find themselves ahead. We have 15 minutes. I don't want to watch the highlight. I don't want to see it. Let's make some changes. Callum Jones has been poor. I'm going to give Johnny Howard the nod. The youngster, 19 years old, Irish. You can see here, look how insane his physicals are. A player who I've not really given any first-team opportunities to this year. We're going to give him one here and now. I'm also going to take off Leighton Stewart, and I'm going to bring in a Misador. I know Kumwenda's now sat on the bench crying, but a Misador's been in good goal-scoring form. He's the man who I entrust to come on here, continue his fine form, and get us a goal. And while Mampala here, and Misador trying to, sit on the shoulder of the last man. He's got terrific pace as the striker to get in behind, and that might be what we need here as Walsall legs start to tire. Although they are bringing the ball forward here and drilling with it. Now with Goss and Hart, they are moving the ball around nicely. We have to remember they are in a higher league for a reason. Although a Misador here, this is what we brought him off the bench to do, except that finish. We brought him on to score, not miss a goal. He needs to score a goal. Disappointing, but it might not be the only opportunity we get. Let's not feel sorry for ourselves here. Misador nods it down to Mampala. Little 1-2. He's onside. Mampala's got to score that. Can Shuttleworth get there with his 9 acceleration? Absolutely not. We've had chances in this game to turn it around. I probably should have made some tactical changes sooner. Although we're playing a team ahead of us. I'm not expecting us to win this game. We've given them a mighty good game, and we are still on the attack here. I want to believe. Hart to McGowan. With Hart again, the left back, plays it forward. Gannon wins one header, Dunstan wins another. Can we get it forward now? Shuttleworth, he can pick out a pass, as can Warrington. Gannon looks to spread the play. Mampala can't get there, although we're pressing them all the way back. Can we force out an error? Not right there, we can't. There might be one last chance in this game, although it might be coming Walsall's way as Sims breaks through. He puts his effort wide. I mean, just hit the ball into the box, boys, at this point. At this point, just boot it, basically. We've got 2 minutes. It's not going to happen. That is very disappointing. The way in which we've lost that is harsh. But the truth is, we've gone toe-to-toe there with a League One team. I could have played more defensive once we got our noses in front, but I want to stick to our brand of football. I've just annoyed a load of players. Let's just walk out the dressing room and leave them to be angry with one another. Oh, 3-2 from 2-0 up as well. Shuttleworth put in such a great performance with a goal and an assist, but it just wasn't enough. Howard made his professional debut. I expect this guy to play a lot more. I said, a few episodes ago, I don't really know where he plays, but he just has a lot of quality. I'm training him to play box-to-box midfielder. His tackling's not great, his dribbling's not great, his finishing's not great, but he's got very, very good physicals. His mentals aren't too shabby either. I feel like I've got to start playing him to help him develop because he is one of, a few players in our team who, when you look at their potential, very, very highly rated. Alongside the likes of Smolyo, Gouda and Gannon, we have Johnny Howard. In a weird way, we could end up with Smolyo, Gouda and Gannon being our centre-back and goalkeeping setup for the next few years. That would be the dream, wouldn't it? Anyway, folks, in terms of when we'll be back, we have Stockport County in the not-so-distant future. You can see here, our December right now, 10 games scheduled for it. We're going to come back slap bang in the middle. Stockport County, the team we're going to be taking on. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a massive, massive game at the top of the table. And hopefully, I will see you guys for it. I do hope you enjoyed today's episode. I wish we could have gone a lot further in the FA Cup, but taking on a team 2 leagues ahead of us, I'm not going to get too hung up on it. That wasn't the focus this year. The focus this year is all about trying to get promoted. If we could hunt down Stockport for that automatic promotion spot, fantastic. The playoffs, at least right now, feels a little more realistic, however. So anyway, folks, that's going to wrap up everything from me today. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you again tomorrow. It's me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.